nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Sizzle. Bell Richards.
Here.
Carlson. Here. Luce. Here. Perkins.
Here.
Hadley. Here. Johnson. Here.
Approval of the agenda.
I'll motion to approve the agenda.
Any discussion, changes? Roll call.
Bell Richards.
Aye.
Carlson.
Aye.
Luce.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Hadley.
Aye.
Perkins.
Aye.
Chisholm.
Public comment. Got Michelle Winnes from Upper Explorerland Regional Planning Commission, updating report. Would you like to come up to the microphone?
Visuals here, and there are extras in the passing back up. Thanks. Is this okay? So I'm a regional planner with Upper Explorerland, and every once in a while we like to get out to all the communities in our region and kind of refresh you on what we do for services in the area. So what you have is a little handout breaking down, basically for those who don't know what a council of government is, it's an organization formed to represent counties and cities in our region, planning and economic development, also housing and workforce. So on the front of this page, you'll see we do economic development. We do a lot of community development block grants. Those often cover utilities like water, sewer, storm sewer, and also community facilities like daycares and other things. So we are doing those continually, and we answer questions about those if you have any. We do revolving loan funds, so what we give out can be combined with city and county revolving loan to assist new business persons. We also help administer the Northeast Iowa Business Network, so we are a good resource if you just have questions about kind of what's going on with that body. We do housing, so most of the housing is to assist with rehabilitation. And if you look at that list, the first 3 items under housing are basically the rehabilitation funds that we help distribute. So you can give us a call. It's often looking at low income, so we review the guidelines for low income for qualification. And aside from that, they have the home program and the rental assistance, so we actually help people find housing as well and get the money they need to have meet their requirements met. So on that, we do planning, and that's a variety of things. You've probably heard a lot about our Safe Routes to School coordinator, Ashley Christensen, and April Bill. They get out in the community, every community in our region, and they assist with community walks, Safe Routes to School planning, bicycle education and everything, and a lot of that is TA, so technical assistance. So you can give them a call and ask, get questions answered, ask for information to share. Otherwise, they can actually coordinate these events and educational opportunities. We are the transportation planners for the region. We're called the Regional Planning Affiliation by the Department of Transportation. So we work with representatives from the county and also the cities to create policy for distributing funds, federal funds for transportation. But the other things we do that most people don't know about is we have kind of side committees to aid in that conversation about transportation in the region. For example, we have an enhancement committee, so they talk about all the trails in the region and the counties, and they do some great planning and bring in some good funds for doing different trails. And we also have a transportation advisory group, and that is a group of people talking about passenger transportation. And we would love to have more people participate in that. I know that we're not an urban area, but there are people who really either are interested in using passenger transportation. We have a regional transit service, obviously, and there's other forms of that, or need to use it. So yeah, if you ever want to get involved with that, we'd love to have you. Otherwise, we have technical assistance available for transportation, so give us a call if you need data, mapping, anything. We're available for that. Lastly, we do a lot of like comprehensive planning and site planning, neighborhood planning. We actually have some staff with design backgrounds, so we do some concept planning if you wanted like a park design, trail design, stuff like that. And some other random things, anything grant writing. And a big one that we do continually is codes. So if you ever need help with your city code, that's one of my jobs, and it's not my most exciting, but I have been doing it for several years. And so we can do ordinances or codes or just help answer questions. And then there's a little more on there, but I'll just leave it for you to look at. And give us a call if you have any questions. You can see we do a clerk's meeting, which is great for all the city clerks or administrators to get caught up on a lot of different issues and meet us. We also have a newsletter, you can sign up for that. And then you can see the contact information on the front. So there you go, you're updated. And I'll see you again later.
Does anybody have any?
Any questions, I guess? Okay.
Thank
Thank you for your service. Consent agenda.
Are there any other comments from the public?
Oh, sorry. Do we have anybody that wants to speak before the city council on something that's not on the agenda? Yes. Would you come up and state your name and your address, please?
My name's Kristen Dooley, and my birthday is November 30th of 79, and my address is 605 around 1 in Decorah here, and the road is really bad, and being how I'm the way I am, I think it was last week I fell and twisted my ankle. So I just came here because I don't know what else to do. If we could find something to do with that road.
Can you state again which road that is?
It's right off High Street. It's an alley.
By the college?
Yeah.
Sydney Court?
Yeah.
Jeremy is with the street department head, and perhaps he can look into it and then consult with you.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming and bringing it to our attention.
That is a gravel alley, and I know that the street department gets up there every now and then and has rocks to wash out areas and grades it a couple times a year.
Okay, consent agenda.
Was the voluntary idling in the packet for a reason?
The mayor wants to talk about that under her report. Consent agenda consists of minutes of the June 17th and June 27th, 2019 meetings, claims, renewal Class C liquor license for Corner Bar including Sunday sales, new Class C liquor license for JT Roscoe's including Sunday sales and outdoor service area, expanded outdoor service area for Toppling Goliath, 8/16 to 8/18 and July 31st. Renewal special Class C beer and wine license for Coriana, including Sunday sales. Consider C3 commercial design review for 122 East Water Street, TJK Herman Enterprises LLC for removal and replacement of existing siding and roof line, refinish, replace windows, and possible signage. Special event application, Rotary's 8th Loop-to-Loop event, Saturday, September 21st, 2019, on various streets as noted in the packet. Special event application for a Heritage Dinner, Sunday, September 8th, 2019, East Water Street. Details are in the packet. Change order number 1, runway rehabilitation, in a negative amount of $1,227.74. Partial pay estimate number 2, runway rehabilitation in the amount of $7,134.22. Partial pay estimate number 3, runway rehabilitation in the amount of $5,000, which is a final retainage release. And resolution 2982, accepting as complete the runway rehabilitation project. Say that 3 times fast, like I just did.
Okay, is there a room for consent agenda?
I had a question first before we do that for letter I, the Heritage Dinner. Have they brought in their insurance? I know they're doing their application, that they weren't gonna do that, once approved.
I do have a copy of their insurance. They did come in.
Did you? Okay, all right. I will for approval of the consent agenda. Second.
Any other further discussion or questions?
I'm sorry, just say that.
either of our persons would like to speak to the Heritage Dinner.
I'm Nate Burler. I do the marketing at the Oneida Co-op. And this is something that several of us have talked about either on social media or face-to-face for quite a while. And a lot of downtowns have been doing them as of late, having a dinner on their historic downtown area. There was one actually just recently in Dubuque, in the Millwork District, I believe, close to where their co-op originally was. And yeah, it's something that I know Andy and Kim Bonnet have been interested in doing something like this for several years and haven't had the community support, not in a bad way, but just not enough interest to put it forward. And it's definitely something that we've been entertaining at the co-op, and some various businesses like Lisa Lance at the Get Up are also interested in it, so we figured we'd make a go of it, see how we could do. We're actually doing it hopefully from a charity aspect as well, to get sponsorships from either local businesses or individuals that wanted to help sponsor the cost to keep the ticket price down. There would be a certain set of number of tickets, which we're setting at 100 this year. So in the event of rain, we can fit all of those people into Rubaiyat to still hold it. But in essence, it'll be tables lined up down the middle of the street, some different decor. A lot of times there's structure that just sits on the street, and we can take lights and different things from that. But a very elegant downtown outdoor al fresco meal on hopefully a beautiful Sunday. That's pretty much it.
So Nate, just to go back to Randy's question here, I thought I had put the certificate in here, but now I'm not seeing it. I thought I saw it come through though, but maybe it was.
So no, we haven't submitted that yet. My understanding from the past years when we did Live on Water Street, we waited until the approval was given to get that insurance form. That was my understanding, which is why we haven't done it as of yet. We don't foresee a problem with that, as it would be relatively similar or actually less than Live on Water Street because of how it's structured. So that was the only thing with that.
Okay. Who's your agent on that?
AJ Petersburg.
Okay.
So then hope to make it annual?
The hope is to make an annual, hope is to make it annual, the potential to even grow it, just to kind of, we wanted to stick at the 100 mark this year because it seems very doable, and for the indoor potential in case it rains, that sort of thing. But yeah, hopefully do it annually. Could change up. This year we're looking to donate any proceeds to the Farmers Market Voucher Program. So it's basically, it's not out for us to make money. It's definitely just an event that hopefully will bring some visibility to our downtown area. We hope to get a ton of great downtown pictures of the event and also support the charity. So, thank you. Yep.
Any other questions on the agenda?
Isn't that part of our policy on special events, show insurance prior?
It just says it has to be provided for the application to be valid, so.
We can let us know what that comes in.
Yeah, we approve it.
Condition on that.
Okay.
And with AJ being there, so that is probably.
Okay, any other questions? Roll call?
Chisholm?
Aye.
Carlson?
Aye.
Luce?
Aye.
Johnson?
Aye.
Hadley?
Aye.
Bergen?
Aye.
Bell Richard?
Aye.
Public hearing on the proposed easement agreement at 711 Vernon Street. Can you give us some background on that?
I have an easement at this address that runs through a substantial portion of the property. There's a plan survey in the council packet and a modified version. It's just condensed in the background notes. This is essentially a double lot, two 66-foot wide lots, with the second portion of that being a street right-of-way width. If Broadway were to ever come through to the south, this would be the corridor that it would come through. Obviously, given the terrain and the bluff further south, that it's very unlikely that the road would ever come through. But there are utilities that run through that corridor. At some point in time, the city vacated that and sold that to the adjoining property owner, hence it becomes a double-sized lot. But the city retained easement for those utilities running through there. Because of the nature of the easement, the width through the majority of that 66-foot parcel, it basically renders the majority of that lot unbuildable for the homeowner at that location. The current homeowner is trying to sell their residence in that double lot, and several of the prospective buyers have indicated a desire to build a garage or at least a driveway, portico, lean-to, something, but they're finding it very difficult to do because of that easement encroaching into that space. And so working with our public works staff, we've negotiated shaving off about 5 feet of that easement and releasing it from the easement agreement, thus providing more space for the homeowner, the new buyers, to be able to have enough space to build something for vehicle storage off-street. Current homeowner stores their vehicles on-street, so it seemed like a good compromise to be able to try to get a couple vehicles off-street if possible. And so the public hearing is a chance for the public to comment on vacating a portion of that easement, narrowing the easement, and entering into an easement agreement after the public hearing. I would ask if Jeremy or Todd have any, they did all the heavy lifting on this in terms of marking utilities, looking at spaces that could be built on or that they'd want to preserve for future access to utilities.
We're comfortable with the adjustment, I guess, is short answer.
This is also right at the intersection where we got all that those issues, correct, with the street and what was underneath, or should say what wasn't underneath it. Do you foresee that being an issue again in the near future, where we have to get considerable work there? I mean, I'm sure you're hoping not to have to, but.
I would certainly hope not. We've given ourselves buffers on, the closest line was with water, I believe, not the storm sewer, which was the issue previously. We felt we've given ourselves adequate buffer to do any work, if any repairs are needed in there. Obviously, there's no guarantee given what happened previously that nothing will happen again, but like I said, we feel like we've given ourselves adequate space to fix anything if it were necessary.
Right, I'd say it's not build a garage or something like we have to go.
What happens in that case if we give up this easement, but yet for some unforeseen reason we need to get something under there?
Right, well, by forgiving the easement or, releasing that 5 feet, as Jeremy said, there appears to be enough buffer. But if there isn't, probably the worst case scenario is that we would abandon the line and relocate it. Right? In this case, if water is closest to a possible construction, we'd abandon that water main and move it over if there were a problem right in that area. There's always boring too, but again, construction would not come, it could come up to the easement line, but not over the easement line. So if public works staff feels they have a buffer, we should be fine.
This is a public hearing. Is there anyone who wishes to speak at the public hearing in relation to this? Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing. And you can consider resolution 2981, approving an easement agreement at 711 Vernon Street.
I'll move resolution 2981 for approval. Second.
Any further discussion? Roll call?
Luce?
Aye.
Bell Richard?
Aye.
Chisholm?
Aye.
Bergen?
Aye.
Hadley?
Aye.
Johnson?
Aye.
Carlson?
Right.
Consider ordinance 1235, amending chapter 1320 of the Decorah City Code by amending water rates.
Just a brief overview of the background notes. Per the council's direction and discussion during the budget planning process, back in January and February, and is approved in the fiscal 20 budget in March of this year. Base rates for sewer are increased 2%, and base rates for water are increased 2% for these ordinances.
For the water rates, is there any motion for ordinance 12?
All motion to approve ordinance 1, 2, 3, 5.
Any discussion? Roll call?
Belridge.
Aye.
Bergen.
Aye.
Hadley.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Luce.
Aye.
Carlson.
Aye.
Chisholm.
Aye.
Consider ordinance 1236, amending chapter 1328 of the Decorah City Code by amending sewer rates.
I motion to approve ordinance 1236. Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call?
Belridge.
Aye.
Hadley.
Aye.
Bergen.
Aye.
Chisholm.
Aye.
Carlson.
Aye.
Luce. Johnson.
Aye.
Consider action to fill vacancy in second ward council member.
So you have a resignation on your desk from Councilperson Belridge from Ward 2. So the city council has two options in front of you to fill that seat. One is to fill the vacancy by appointment. And if that would be your case, then you'd make your intentions known. The second would be to fill the vacancy by a special election. I would note that a special election or appointment, the person would serve until the next election, the next city election, which is November 5th. So it's a very short period of time. You fill it by appointment. Staff recommendation is that you make that appointment on August 5th, your very next council meeting. That person would then serve until the election on November 5th, unless they were the successful elector at that time. Through special election, if you would establish a special election, that window closes significantly just because of the time frame that it takes to make your intention known for a special election, notify the county auditor, set the election, hold the election. You're probably looking at end of September, early October by the time you hold a special city election. In which case, then that person still serves until November 5th. So 4 to 6 weeks at the most. The recommendation is that you set it by appointment. There is an application for those that are interested in your packet. If that needs your approval, we would make any final tweaks to that and get that out to the public. We do need to issue public notice to that effect. Wanted to do that tomorrow. One other piece of information we would need to know in there is if you would intend for any applicants to be present at the August 5th council meeting to answer any questions, speak to the council about their experiences, backgrounds, or whatever else you might ask them. John, I would ask John or Wanda if I've missed anything or any other questions for the council.
No, that basically covers it. Besides those statutory procedures, how you set the parameters for who you pick is kind of up to you. They have to be an eligible voter, essentially.
In the
ward that's being vacant.
Hypothetically, let's say 2 people apply and it's split 3-3, what, is the mayor the tiebreaker then, or how would that work as far
I don't think so. I think last time we held elections by the council until you
Until
appoint
they
somebody.
Yeah.
Right?
And I might just so everybody really understands, say you appoint somebody, that person, if they want to continue after the election, they need to actually run and be on the ballot.
after the appointment.
because that appointment is only until after the election.
And what's the
so-
deadline for applying to be on the ballot?
To be on the ballot, I believe is September 19th.
Okay, so there's time.
That number might not be quite accurate, I don't have it in my head, but it's like the third week of September. It's the third Thursday, I believe. But, yeah, so they do have to be on the ballot.
Yeah, thank you for that one. Has this application been used in the past, the same application we're looking at?
No, I actually discovered this application from another city that's going through a similar process right now. In the past, you've just had persons interested submit anything, and we've had everything from a 2-line email to a 3-page resume. I just felt, well, this is a good idea, you can borrow from somebody else. So I adopted this application from that. So certainly if there are things you want to tweak or change, more information, different information you want to put on that. The important thing for me is I think that you have a kind of standardized form that people need to complete, fill out, so you're kind of getting the same information from all the applicants.
And sorry, you need to go back to your question. If it continued to be a tie vote and you break that tie vote, within 60 days, the city clerk has to report that to the county auditor, who then calls for a special election. So that's your backup if you can break the tie.
And I think last time we did it by council written ballot. We sent the ballots down, I tabulated and read the roll. You just kept doing it until you appointed somebody. We did it 2 or 3 times, one time, so that's kind of the process.
There's something about at the end of the election, that person takes office immediately instead of the first of the year. Is that right?
That's correct.
Yeah, if the appointee doesn't win the election, whoever won the election would take over at the next council meeting. I would move to fill the vacancy by appointment, have any applicants at the next meeting so they can be asked questions.
Second?
Any other further discussion? Roll call.
Chisholm?
Aye.
Luce?
Aye.
Johnson?
Aye.
Hadley?
Aye.
Bergen?
Aye.
Bell Richard?
Saying I don't know if I need.
Carlson? Aye.
Okay. And consider fiscal year 23 street improvement plan.
I might turn this one over to Ross and Jeremy. There was a school committee meeting on Monday, July 8th, and during which Jeremy and Ross presented an updated street improvement plan that made a few changes, modifications to the current year plan. Most notably, looking at Ridge Road and some ancillary Locust Road type improvement projects as we prepare for the Locust Road project next year. But then also added 3 additional years to the improvement plan, just to allow for better engineering and design planning moving forward. So that information is in your packet. Some of you were engaged in the conversation during the street committee meeting. I would open it up to those 2 for any clarifications.
Does anybody have any questions? If not, I don't need to expound on it. But it just made sense. And it takes into consideration construction and rerouting detour traffic for both big projects. So it's just kind of a common sense approach.
I like the way it was laid out. I like looking 3 years and be able to see and
Yeah, and it's going to be able to give us some economy of scale work because we can have mobilization possibly reduced and things like that. If there are any questions, I'd make a motion to approve.
Second.
any further discussion? Roll call?
Hadley,
Aye.
Bell Richard. Carlson.
Aye.
Luce. Johnson.
Aye.
Chisholm.
No.
Bergen.
Aye.
Okay, consider board and commission appointments, Historic Preservation Commission, people whose terms are up are Mark Monthly, Adrian Cuffing, Steve Kelsey, and Judy Van der Linden. And they've all agreed to continue on.
I move for approval of the members of the Historic Preservation Commission. Second.
And thank you.
Mhm. Any other discussion?
Were there any other applications?
No.
Roll call.
Chisholm.
Aye.
Bell Richard. Carlson.
Aye.
Luce. Johnson.
Aye.
Hadley.
Aye.
Bergen.
Aye.
Very good. Okay, city manager, department head, and council report.
Okay, just a quick update on the police chief's hiring process. We did receive a total of 7 applications at the end of June. The mayor has worked through with the consultant, developing a list of candidates that we would invite for testing and interviews. Right now, it looks like we'll schedule those on Friday, August 2nd, and Saturday, August 3rd. We're still working through the final interview process for that timeline. Certainly, we will engage council, the Civil Service Commission, other staff, and possibly members of the public, but those details are still yet to be worked out. The consultant is also recommending, and it's a good idea, to have a public reception with candidates. So that probably will be Friday night, most likely it will be Friday night. Working on the details of that as well. Again, that's Friday, August 2nd. If all goes well, we do that process in a timely fashion. Pending some things we'll need to do with the Civil Service Commission and that, but we could be looking at naming a candidate about the week of August 5th.
Department head.
Don't want to steal any of Bill's thunder here.
High expectations.
Just a couple of quick updates. So just wanted to remind everybody, the swimming pool is open and things are going smoothly. So looking at the forecast, it's a great place to head out to and hang out there for the next couple of weeks and beat the heat. Also, I noticed today there was some campers coming into the campground knowing that the 14-day limit would get them through Nordic Fest. So we have festers in town already, ready to go. So you're on alert.
Well, since I have control of a microphone, this will be a brief 30, 40-minute comment. No, I'd just like to say some things. First of all, thanks to former Chiefs Ben Wyatt and Tom Courtney for giving me opportunities through the years that led me to this point. That was very important, and the trust they had, I really appreciate. Thanks to former Mayor Don Arndt for putting his trust in me to serve in this position and in this way. That was also very appreciated. Thanks to you, Lorraine, for all your support and care of all of our employees. You spend a lot of time at the police department, and that means a great deal. People feel a connection to you that creates trust, and that's so important in everything we do. So thanks for that. Thanks to councils present and past. There have been a lot of them, different combinations of people. You have made our job as a police department much easier, made my job as a chief much easier, and we appreciate that. Sometimes, there's limited connection between us. It doesn't occur on a daily basis, but year in and year out, there has been a consistency in how councils have interacted and treated the police department, and I'm grateful for that, as everyone at the department is. Also, thanks to administration, Wanda, and city staff. It's impossible to do what we do without all of these folks collaborating with us, supporting us, and to my fellow department heads. These guys do so much, and we work with them in a lot of ways that are very inconvenient to them. We happen to be up at 3 o'clock in the morning, however, they generally aren't. And more often than not, that's when we call. They have always bent over backwards to provide whatever help or support we need, and we really appreciate that. And I know that will continue. Most of all, thanks to my staff, everybody at the police department. It would be very difficult to do what I do without this incredible group of people who are talented, committed, compassionate. You don't see a lot of the things they do. That's kind of the nature of police work. You hear about certain things and some things that are capture some attention, but you don't see the daily interactions with people, the residents, the visitors, the people that pass through Decorah every day that make a difference in their lives, makes a difference in what we are as a community, and that wouldn't be possible without what they do every day. So any success I may have had in my career is due almost entirely to the quality of the people that I work with. I've been very fortunate and most grateful for that. I know you'll be in good hands, whatever happens. Things will move forward, change is certain, and it's a good thing. And I appreciate the opportunity to be here. Thanks.
You said a lot of a high level of respectability and professionalism for your department, but also for other departments as well. I will make note that the departments did know that he does live in Ward 2.
That's going to be a hard no.
We didn't have
I
much,
appreciate the thought.
we didn't have much luck in the morning either. And don't forget to come for the celebration for our afternoon.
Me?
Everybody. So, thank you very much. Anybody else?
Just give you a little update on the sound and audiovisual stuff. They were here late last week. We have new speakers in. They're not hooked up. They're actually coming tomorrow and Wednesday, so we should have everything at the next council meeting live and ready to go. Then they will come back and put in a different video camera system in a few weeks. So they're waiting for one piece for that, and they wanted us to get used to the sound aspect of things for a couple weeks prior to that. So we're finally moving forward with that.
Thank you.
In the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be turning in a nutrient study to the DNR. They informed me that they should respond back in a timely manner of 4 months. So after that time frame, they'll take a look at our study and see if there's certain ways that we can reduce our loading to the river. Usually what they do is let us play it out unless we do a major upgrade, and then there's some small things that we can tweak in an upgrade to reduce the loading. So I'm assuming it's a document that is going to be looked at, and then maybe in the next 5 to 10 years, if we do something major out there, we'll do an improvement at that time, if it's feasible for us.
Our year-end financial turnover went very well. So I was really pleased with that, since we have a lot of new staff in the office. So, but that went very smoothly and without a hitch. I've got payroll auditors coming in next Monday, and our regular auditors are coming in on the 29th. So we should be moving forward now with our new year, and you, yay.
We're finally starting to wrap up our reservoir and elevated tanks maintenance programs that we've been doing here this summer. Locust Road Tower was put back online in the middle of last week, and at the same time we took North Ronan's tank offline. And if you remember me saying before, that was the city's very first reservoir, which was built in the late 1890s. We're still using it today, which is a testament of how things were built back in the day, and the maintenance that they've been able to do to that.
hopefully by the end of next week, it'll be put back online, if not the following week. And also, we are just about wrapped up with our 3-year lead and copper sampling for the DNR. We've received 17 of the 20 samples back, so once again, thank you to those residents who participate in that and help us out every 3 years.
We are excited to announce that we have hired a new city forester. Sam Hoganson will be starting on Monday, so we're looking forward to having him join the team. We had a lot of very high quality applicants, so it was a difficult challenge, but I think Sam's going to fit well with the city here. And then otherwise, we are in the middle of Nordic Fest prep, which is coming soon.
Is that a full-time, Jeremy?
That's a full-time.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Kristen's taking a different form today. Do you have anything you'd like to add? Just checking. Okay, Randy.
The only thing I have is in talking with different city administrators and league officials last week at the conference that was in town here. Everybody sure seemed to have a good time, so kudos to Chad for getting that organized and pulling it off. Very, very well done. That's all. Thank you.
Dan?
Nothing further? No, just for the inquiring minds, my resignation is due to me no longer being eligible for moving out of my ward. I first wanted to run for city council as a way to honor my grandfather, who was involved in local township politics for over 50 years in southeastern Minnesota. I almost made it 4. But I hope to be back, so Carlson, Kirk, and watch out. No, but I hope to continue in other capacities. It's been a really great learning experience to get in the weeds of city politics and really learn what all goes into every little decision that's made. And it's a much more difficult task than anyone could ever imagine. And so kudos to everyone that's a part of this. Thanks to all the current city council members, to Gary, to Chuck, to Don, for their guidance as I was getting involved. Chad, Wanda, all the department heads involved and really great in helping me through some of my ignorance in all of this. But it's been fun, and I can't wait to watch from the sidelines. And I have a little bit more knowledge on how to kind of get things going in Decorah as well. So maybe you'll hear from me again.
Thanks, Dave.
I was about to welcome the newest third ward resident, but I don't know if I will. I want to thank Dan, obviously, for his years of service to the city. And Chief, thank you too for your many years and decades of service to Decorah. Big shoes to fill. That's it.
Steve.
Wanted to share the good news that the Main Street Steering Committee for our application to the Main Street Iowa program, we had a meeting with the Winneshiek County Historic Preservation Commission on the 9th of July. And on the 10th, we received a letter that said the Winneshiek County Historic Preservation Commission endorses the proposed Main Street application, Decorah Main Street application. With Decorah's picturesque natural setting and the existing historical integrity of the downtown business district, revitalization of the commercial district and the creation of an economic development plan would provide major positive impact on the city's future. Then I also wanted to announce that part of the application that we're submitting and going to present on July 30th at the Iowa Economic Development Authority offices in Des Moines has pop-ups involved, starting new businesses and trying things. So tomorrow, we're going to try a pop-up. So the historic Zahaski building, we will have some pictures of historic buildings there, and it'll direct you around the street to historic Court Street. And at 105 Court Street, we'll have a presentation of historic buildings, and then an opportunity to be part of some touring of the downtown district, including some upper level
situations that are empty and how they might be utilized. For example, the jeweler's second and third stories are empty. So we're looking at how to actually do what we say we're going to do to get some experience with it, and we hope people will come and participate in that.
And what time is that again?
Starting at 8:30.
Okay.
Thanks, Dan. It's been good serving with you. And Chief, just thank you. I think it means a lot to have your last department head update be full of gratitude to other people. I think it's a good representation of the leadership you've offered, and thank you for your service in past years. And I would like to call a community betterment meeting immediately following the August 5th council meeting.
Gratitude. Thank you. Thank you. Anything else?
Also, thank you, Bill. Thank you, Dan.
I'm going to just pass this out during, I think it was last year, we talked about signs for idling, and I know we also during some of the sustainability pieces, we've been working on a sign that would encourage people to not idle, with the hopes that any education and further involvement for informing would come from both sustainability, but also from any of the other committees that are working. But I'm just bringing this forward for your consideration, and we'll bring it back again. So if you have questions, let me know. I have worked some with Bob on that as well, about whatever questions you have, just let me know. Let's see. I did attend the Transportation Policy Board meeting, which is always interesting, especially this one, as they discussed how they were going to either replace or fix the Lansing Bridge, and sometimes there's bigger things that people have than what we have. So, thank you, Bill, again, and also to Dan. I mean, miss seeing you and working with you, and I'm sure we can find a place for you someplace. Do I have a motion to, wait a minute, do we adjourn or?
So, no, you should keep the meeting open
Okay.
for Michelle's
Okay.
work session through the mitigation plan.
Okay.
But we take a 5-minute recess while she sets up and
Okay.
set up.
Michelle will be presenting a review and input on the Winnebago County hazardous mitigation plan. And so we'll take just a brief break and come back.